Testing, testing, testing. That sudden cut just a bit much, right? At least kind of, turn down the music a bit more. You really like the sudden cut there. Yeah, I think that can probably work. Probably. Anyway, I feel bright. What are they? Yeah, I feel like this is gonna work. Anyway, well going everyone, Sanju Che here. Welcome to the end of month subscriber stream. A bit late, and of course, naturally we have work in the morning. So, you know how that is already, for the most part. But we're here, if it's even a little small convo, little small chill session, crazy. Pretty much we are here another month. We didn't really get to do this last month because of the whole hurricane situation, so yeah, we're back at it again. You know, just chill convo, and you know, we're heading into December, so Jump Festa is coming up. Another year, another bunch of anime and manga announcements, and overall we're just here catching up for the most part. Shout out to those of you who will be joining us, if at all, or even after the fact. Might just end up yapping by myself here, maybe, just maybe, but I am here. If anything, let me know if the music is too loud in comparison to my voice, even though I doubt it is. Not a bad track, not too distracting, so I like, yeah, why not keep it on? Unless it's annoying and I should turn it off, you can definitely let me know. So yeah, but I guess if anything, how is everyone? How's November been going for most of you guys? It's been quite an experience here in Jamaica, to be honest. And to be honest, I didn't get, personally at least, I didn't get the brunt of the experience, if you know what I mean. But I'm here still kicking nonetheless. Family is not 100%, but you know, no deaths on my part at least, or major like super major displacements as far as I'm aware. But yeah man, we are here at it again. As I said, we're heading into December and Jump Festa is, well, basically 3 weeks away, give or take. December 20th and 21st. Initially I titled the stream like predictions for Jump Festa when it comes on to like Naruto and Boruto, but on further checking, especially on Crunchyroll News as you're seeing here, I'm not really seeing like a stage presence when it comes on to Naruto or Boruto, to be honest, which is interesting. Which I know, like, it's crazy that even Demon Slayer has a stage. I find that interesting. But I guess when it comes down to Demon Slayer, there's so much potential for that franchise. They could do something. There could be like a spin-off or something coming up. So you never know. You never know. But I just found it interesting that Boruto and Naruto didn't really have like a stage this year. I don't recall was there a stage last year? I don't remember. Or even if there was, I don't think there was anything significant last year, right? So yeah. And I think the year before that was the year in 2023 was the year I was really upset about, because there was nothing like super significant. So between 2023, 2024 and this year, nothing. I guess the closest thing to home when it comes on to Boruto and Naruto right now would be Black Clover, and even Black Clover has a stage, which is understandable because we did get the announcement that Black Clover would be returning next year, right? So I guess that's to be expected. But if there's nothing when it comes on to Boruto and Naruto at this year's Jump Festa, then I would like to hope that this coming year, 2026, is the last year of like the Naruto Boruto drought. I know we've kind of talked here and there on the channel regarding like things like the Boruto anime coming back maybe 2027, and if our predictions are true, I guess it makes sense for this year to be the last year of drought, because when you really think about it, by the end of 2026 there will be what, 41 Boruto chapters, basically, in terms of 2 Blue Vortex specifically. So yeah, I would expect 2026 is the last year of the drought. I know one of the go-to questions is, oh, where are the Naruto episodes? But at this point, I guess those Naruto episodes were basically a myth, a fever dream. I don't know. Because I would have expected like maybe at Jump Festa we'd have gotten some announcement to say, yeah, some trailer for those Naruto episodes, but I guess not. And again, if Black Clover is coming back, and then I mean Bleach is coming back for 2026 definitely. So I guess Studio Pero or Periot, however it's pronounced, is just going to be stretched thin. And so yeah, but most of the other stuff I think are to be expected. My Hero Academia, of course, the final season is wrapping up in terms of the anime adaptation. JJK is coming back next year, and so that makes sense. Kaiju number 8, yeah, Sakamoto Days, naturally. Demon Slayer, as I said, it's kind of funny because it's like, again, yo, the manga has been done so long, bro. It's just like 2 movies left, so it's crazy. But who knows, maybe it might be like a celebratory stage where it's like, oh, we just recap the good stuff, or who knows, maybe they might have a showing of, you know, Infinity Castle there at the venue. We never know. Spy Family, Dan the Dan, definitely looking forward to it. Bleach, naturally. Chainsaw Man. I'm interested to see like what's to happen after the movie. I did actually go and watch that Reze Art movie. I think it was about 2 weeks ago. So that was fun. That was fun. I think I still had more fun with the Demon Slayer movie, but it is what it is. One Piece. I mean, we've heard the news. One Piece is going seasonally in terms of the current Toei animation adaptation. So that's going to be interesting to see what further comments they have on it from the production side when it comes down to making that move. Which, again, I think is the right move. The One Piece anime, like, even... my personal opinion, like, if their anime adaptation is, like, the manga equivalent of 50 chapters behind, I think that is still too close. Still too close, honestly. So I'm hoping the jump to seasonal kind of helps with that, to be honest. Because, I mean, yeah, I know the One Piece anime is killing it right now. Honestly, but I've kind of fell off the One Piece anime for the longest while, to be honest. And I did watch a few episodes in Wano, but even with the better production process, in terms of the art style and the animation, I realized that there's still stalling tactics that are there for the anime. I don't know if that's still the case. I know it's a case that since Oda's style when it comes on to kind of packing the chapters and the pacing that he's going at with the manga, it kind of facilitates the anime kind of adding additional or expanding on fight scenes and putting additional content. So I imagine in some cases it doesn't really feel like the anime is like stalling for time anymore. But especially since I haven't watched it like recently, apart from maybe some clips here and there, so I don't know if it's still the case. But like, I've been a big supporter of the idea of the One Piece anime going seasonal for quite a while now, to be honest. So I guess it is what it is. Can't be helped. Didn't really get too much into the Ronin Kenshin remake. Hell's Paradise, I'm actually looking forward to season 2. It's been since what, last year? It was last year season 1 came out, right? Hell's Paradise. Yeah, it was 2023. So, given the time frame, well, given the time frame and the fact that it's been 2 years, oh, season 2 starts in January. Yeah, I would hope that this season is going to be even better. I know that's no guarantee, One Punch Man, but I would hope. I would hope. I'm actually looking forward to Black Clover coming back. I wouldn't say I'm the biggest Black Clover fan. I think it's a fun series and all, but yeah, I'm still looking forward to seeing it come back. It feels like Black Clover is like one side of the coin alongside Boruto, and they more or less went off the air at the same time, if I'm not mistaken, which again which makes no Naruto or Boruto presence at this Jump Festa even more, odd. it's odd to me, fam, honestly, because alright, I'm thinking about it like, even if they said like one of those Naruto episodes per month, starting, I don't know, April or something, like, I think that would really hold us over until like, say, 2027. It would really help, to be honest, because it's better than nothing. So yeah, and the funny thing is, next year marks 10 years of the Boruto manga, like Boruto's 10-year anniversary. I don't want to really start counting from 2015 with the Boruto Naruto the movie, because the subtitle, it's still, I don't know, still Naruto. Technically, still technically a Naruto movie. So the manga for Boruto started in 2016. So next year marks 10 years for the Boruto side of the franchise, technically speaking. So you would expect that, we would have gotten something for next year, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Next year is kind of shaping up to be another dead year. Or, you never know. It could be a case where there could be like an announcement separate and apart from Jump Festa. But again, that would be odd as well, given that Jump Festa is such a big stage, you know? Nothing significant in terms of Naruto or Boruto news. But I guess it's whatever. Let me see anything. Yeah. So it sucks, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But the only thing I can say at this point, maybe 2027 will be like the big comeback year for the Boruto Naruto franchise, because it's not really happening. And I'm not lying, I wouldn't mind like a fresh Naruto game, but I guess since Storm Connections is like a thing, I guess they'll probably just work with that for the most part. So what can you do? What can you do? 1 second. But anyway, I'll leave it at that. I guess it's still, I guess there's still time. I don't know if it's like historically happened where, you know, we have this list of stages and we get like additions to it after a certain time. But I guess we'll see. I guess I'll continue to look it up as the weeks kind of go by. So there's that. Anyway, to kind of backtrack, the latest Boruto chapter. Now that was something really interesting to say the least. 2 blue vortex, as I keep saying every month, quite the experience. And right now, I think there are some interesting developments coming out at the end of chapter 28 and going into chapter 29. I mean, we did end on Boruto versus Mamushi, with Boruto finally activating and using his karma, which, you know, is interesting because for all this time this man has been essentially fighting in base, and the fact that he's now going to be able to, well, thanks to his whatever agreement or further discussions he had with Momoshiki, the fact that he'll now be able to start to use his actual power is actually crazy to me, especially since, based on how I've always interpreted karma working, I am actually curious, like, if this is going to be something one-sided, which I doubt, to be honest. But Ichigo can absorb things. Bro, again, the fact that this man has been fighting in BS all along is crazy to me, right? Now, as I said, one thing that one concern I expressed during my reaction review was the issue with like the potential power scaling, right? Because Boruto, to me, has been that character that technically should have been able to I mean, I guess Jura aside, just finish the story and call it a day. But like with karma now, it kind of changes things. But the thing I kind of like about this chapter is how they set things up with Inojin in terms of his new technique and making him more useful, more utilitarian, instead of like straight up like combat against like a divine tree. Because again, I'll say it before and I'll say it again, like the power scaling in Boruto is crazy, right? But I'm always against the idea of turning this into this big Dragon Ball Super level of power scaling where characters are just getting like ridiculously powerful out of nowhere, bro. No explanation, no nothing. And that was the issue I was having with Sarada, where, well, to a degree, it's more of a nuanced criticism, right? Where, you know, I did kind of preface or give the disclaimer that, yeah, I know it's a Naruto franchise, it's a Naruto series. If you have a certain hacks, you can beat somebody that's, you know, stronger than you and people. But at the same time, based on, I think, how the community has been interpreting Sarada's power, obviously she's obviously up there, like at the top tiers of Shippuden, clearly, if not. And I know a lot of people would probably say I'm lowballing. That's a lowball, clearly, right? So my thing is that I want proper justification for certain leaps in speed, strength, power, certain characters being able to fight certain characters. And you know, Boruto pulling this out now, and say Mamushi is able to like adequately keep up with him, right? Like if you then go and see Chocho throwing hands at Mamushi, it kind of calls into question the power scaling, right? So that's the thing. But all in all, I think the stage has been set, like I said during my review, for situations like that. The fact that Mamushi gets dumber and dumber the more he splits. So I think the stage has been set to go around or right around any possible concerns like that when it comes on to the power scaling, potentially. We will still just have to see how Ikimoto and quote-unquote Kishimoto handles it going forward. And again, even going into chapter 29 and beyond, especially with this current arc, like I'm curious to see what the fallout is, because again, we have this whole civil, not war, but civil tension when it comes on to the members of Konoha, when it comes on to Konohamaru, the feudal lord Chaperone, you have Sai, you have Shikamaru. There's like so much going on in terms of, you know, how Shikamaru is handling the situation, what the Chaperone might think in terms of their pre-feel in Konoha, probably supporting Boruto. So it's going to be interesting to see how the fallout of this comes. I don't want it to be a case where after this, where it just resolves itself and ties itself off in a nice bow. I would love to see the Chaperone and the feudal lord take more proactive steps. Not to say they will be center stage, but at the same time, I would love to know that maybe the feudal lord has like his own unique elite unit, and it's like, oh, Shikamaru, you're not doing enough, bro. I need to take over, you know what I mean? Especially since, you know, when it comes on to the Boruto era, especially now, like the need for Shinobi is not at the all-time high like one time. So I wouldn't be surprised from a militaristic point of view, even though the five nations are technically at peace. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody in government was like, yo, we need a replacement for Shinobi as time goes on. So I wouldn't be surprised if, as we go along, the Chaperone reveals that, oh, there's this interesting unit of not necessarily ninja, but maybe ex-ninja, or, you know, or maybe just non-ninja, but they're so equipped with scientific ninja weapons that it just kind of throws the whole story into even more chaos. And I think it's good, especially at the time that we have like scientific ninja weapons coming back, which I think are a good move, to be honest, because I think it falls in line with the theme of Boruto, what he was going for since the Momoshiki arc, or Boruto Naruto the movie, with, you know, traditional ways of doing things versus the new generation way of doing things, or the whole modernization of the world essentially, but still sticking to the values that they have despite that. It's that contrast, I suppose, that will give rise to like an interesting reading experience. Let's kind of just review back what was said in terms of Boruto's scientific ninja weapon sword. The blade's material is still the same, just treated, and its shape altered for maximum strength and cutting ability. The guard is unchanged, but the rest has been almost totally remade. That's not all. The blade is now set to automatically maintain your Uchiha Blade Jutsu Hagoromo on its own once you've gripped the hilt and activated the Jutsu. So yeah, as we were saying, he'll definitely have the lightning style chakra automatically running through it. Blood. Sorry. Which I guess kind of frees him up. Is it absorbing a small amount of my chakra? Yes, but don't worry, allows the Hagoromo to continue running without you having to spare any of your focus on it, so long as your chakra doesn't run out. I see, nice. But be careful, if someone whose chakra isn't registered with the blade touches it, they will quickly expend a lot of chakra. What? It's a safety feature in case a foe tries to steal it. Your and Master Sasuke's chakra are already registered, as well as mine, so that I can continue working on it. Huh. A built-in scientific ninja tool. Fail-safe, eh? Perfect. One more thing. A certain special material has been compounded into the katana. I think it did end there for the most part. In terms of the scientific ninja tool talk. Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah. So yeah, as I was saying, I think it's a good move that scientific ninja tools are coming back, and I'm kind of predicting with the information that Sumire has gotten from her potential future self, thanks to Boruto and Kashin Koji. I wouldn't be surprised if this leads to her, trying out new, like developing new like ninja tech for like other characters, and I think that would be a good move, just something to supplement or augment the characters that are already there, because I think it would lead to some interesting fight choreography. Because again, I know persons aren't really like, especially when Boruto just came out, probably persons weren't really with the whole scientific ninja weapons, but with it depends on how the weapons are developed and their their program set, what their update 5.0, like what's included in the patch, right? Because based on how Sumire has developed or improved the sword here, it can have some tactical fights are things to consider. I mean, the fact that if anybody else grabs the sword, then their chakra drains real fast, then we can use that somehow, right? Tactically. So I wouldn't be surprised if Sumire does go on to actually develop some more scientific ninja weapons. I think that would be a good move. And of course, I think in the spirit of what the modernization theme in Boruto has been kind of going for, but hasn't really focused on for a very long time in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, but I guess if you talk about characters like Kawaki, I guess that's kind of center stage. I guess it's a moot point since he's always on display, right? And I guess you could consider Kawaki a scientific ninja weapon too, technically. So there's definitely that. Yo, gentle people, wagwan, welcome to the stream. Nothing too crazy tonight. We're just chilling, having some post Boruto 2 Blue Vortex chapter 28 talk. Nothing crazy at all. So yeah, that's what I was saying basically in terms of the scientific ninja weapons. Let's see what else we got here. Of course, we have Boruto being Big Brother Boruto, going back and forth with Shikadai. Not Shikadai, Inojin, wow. But it's interesting. I'm kind of curious how this is going to develop further, because what they're doing, apart from the whole Inojin having feelings for Himawari, right? And now you have this kind of tension with Boruto. It's those multiple like plot threads or plot points that is going to lead to Inojin having more screen time and thing. So I'm kind of hoping as we go along that it kind of gives rise to like Shikadai and Chotro having more prominent roles as well. Because I would have expected that Shikadai would have been the first out of the three to have like that big push. It's interesting that they went with Inojin, don't you think? It's kind of going back over chapter. Is that Naruto level 7? I'm slowing. I'm not compromising to pressure at all. Please. Trees. That. Now, of course, we did kind of go over the whole Kashin Koji telling Inojin the whole workings of prescience. Come on. And of course, we do have the whole Ada. Well, in at least one potential future, Ada and Himawari dying. But you know, looking back at this now, the interesting thing about Himawari dying in this potential future is that she wasn't eaten and turned into a tree per se. Seems like she just died on the battlefield. So I'm just wondering if in one of these potential futures she just jumps in the way to take an attack or something. That's something I never really took note of or gave much thought to. But Ada is there. Definitely consumed. I wonder what Jura's response is in this potential future where Himawari dies. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Honoring transmission. That's only those of you hearing my voice are members of this current op. Those are battle. That's kill. Time to hinder him during this op. It'd be interesting, as you know, Shikamaru says he anticipates attempts to hinder him during this op. It would be the perfect time. So again, like I was saying with the feudal lord and the chaperone, introduce like another mini faction. It doesn't have to be like some Bleach style that let's introduce like 15 new characters type of thing. Because again, even though we're kind of slowly expanding the amount of characters that are getting spotlight, I don't see Ikemoto introducing like 15 new characters, you know, like some Bleach style thing. But it would be interesting, like a little mini faction of characters from the feudal lord's side. Just something to kind of make the whole political side of things even more tense, but at the same time show that the political side can still influence the battlefield in a much more proactive way. There you go. Long distance and what's different? Each person connected to this line can return to a receiver. Objects in the vicinity. That's a wait for so it. Use it. Like again, I still think it's funny how these like everybody just rolls up into Konoha honestly, like, hey bros, you know where I can find a woman named Ada? Lord 8. It's crazy. Boruto going in. They're in a forecast, so as I started shifting. Feel like puking, don't worry. Yo, Daemon. Daemon is a big point to watch going forward into chapter 29 and beyond. Granted, I don't think he'll get any spotlight in chapter 29, maybe not even 30. But I'm kind of concerned because a character like Daemon, we've seen it, right? A character like so powerful that he has to be taken out in some kind of nonsensical bullshit way. And I know if this man goes out into a fight and loses this arc, like the fraud allegations is going to be wild when it comes down to Daemon, because this man's like, yo, don't worry, I won't let him even touch you. Which makes me even wonder, in the future, or at least one of the futures that Kashin Kochi saw with Ada being turned into a tree, what happened to Daemon there? I'm kind of curious, to be honest. And what does that say in terms of, I guess, how strong Mamushi really is? Or will it be like some kind of tactical way that Mamushi manages to get to Ada? You know? So that's the thing. That is the thing. But all said and done, I am looking forward to Damon actually like getting some spotlight. Like man needs like I mean he's been getting wins, but at this point all of his wins kinda, and I'm sure persons are looking yeah, he beat Code. Stronger than Jigen. Heavily imply that he's still stronger than Boruto and Kawaki right now. So I'm really curious how it's going to go. Boruto arriving, cutting up Mamushi. Just you get lost, you. One defending. Boruto cutting out the eyes. This one gets hit in the buck, flies off. Double fire style, or maybe yeah, blaze. And then Karma. Now this is the next thing. I'm wondering how far Boruto will be able to push his Karma for the upcoming fight. Will he be able to assume his level 2? How much stronger will he get? And of course that kind of leaves us in suspense with what was the end of the conversation with Momoshiki, right? And that's the thing. Because alright, Momoshiki, you know, he historically speaking, he has put all his eggs in one basket based on just a snippet of a future he saw, or a snippet of the future, which was to this day still something like hilariously funny to me. Like this man was so confident in himself, like yo, like you're going to give in to despair, fam. You know what I mean? And then like Boruto just, oh, I don't think I'll do that. So and then his man's like, oh, I got no plan left. I just want dead. So I'm kind of curious, but at the same time, I don't think he's stupid either. So even Boruto's whole plan to say, "Yo, you can have my body after all this," I don't know if Momoshiki really believes that, or like he has some secret plan that he'll try to execute, some way somehow. I don't know, or if he'll say like, "Yo, you can have my body." But you'll have to beat Kawaki or something, you know, something along the lines of that, for the most part. But I think it still has to lead up back to, of course, the flash forward scene, because at the end of the day, you know, as I said, the choice of words from the flash forward, if it remains true, if that future we saw doesn't end up being like one of the many prescient futures that can potentially be written off, then something has to change where Kawaki wants to save Boruto instead of like kill him at the end of all of this, right? So that's the thing. That is the thing. So I don't know. I think it's still too soon to speculate to any like major degree what that changing, what's going to change right now, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But again, yeah, I'm really curious if this man can like take his level 2 karma form. That would be interesting and wild, but I don't think it will be right now. Could be wrong, because the thing about a lot of these Boruto chapters is that the pacing of them almost always ends up being faster than I can predict. I don't know if that's super intentional to factor in the anime coming back. Well, given that there's no stage at Jump Festa 2026, but you know, for like say even 2027, just creating more spots where the anime can fill in. But yeah, it's sometimes hard to predict over a long period of time, really and truly. But I guess we'll see how it plays out. Let me look back at the team again here. Let me look back at the team. So Ada, Sarada, Daemon, Chocho, Himawari, Shikadai, Konohamaru, Mitsuki, Delta, Kawaki, Amado, Boruto, Sumere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah. The 13-man major squad. Alright, so I don't know about you guys, but I think a lot of these characters need like a solid fight, right? I think Mitsuki and Konohamaru need like something good for this arc. I think they need like a W moment. Probably more so Mitsuki still, to be honest. I mean, Boruto's had multiple moments. I think Kawaki's had his moments so far. Of course, I'm not expecting Sumeri on the field. Of course, Sarada had her big moment last arc. But between Mitsuki and even thinking about it now, I think even Himawari needs like a major moment, especially since she's kind of forecast to die, at least in one potential future. It would be cool to see her have an arc, and especially since she's been training too. I think it's only right that she gets like a moment like going into this arc, right? Like she's been training with Kurama, so I think it'd be awesome, especially to see the next. Well, I don't know if Jinchuriki is even the right term at this point, given given how the dialogue or how the story has been going and portraying her as kind of similar, but not exactly the same as how Naruto was for the most part. So that's the thing. But yeah, Mitsuki and I think Himawari need like some major moments with some major supports coming from, like, of course, Konohamaru and Sarada. I think Daemon definitely, as I said, needs to have a spotlight moment for these coming fights, because I mean, yeah, you have Mamushi, and I would imagine Mamushi by himself should be more than enough of a threat for this arc, especially given his ability. But I wouldn't be surprised if, say, another character, another Divine Tree actually shows up. And who knows, maybe, just maybe, like, Juro might have gone out to turn other shinobi into Divine Trees just to replenish his ranks, given that Matsuri and Ryu died. Or, I don't know, maybe if that was going to be the case, maybe Kashin Koji would have seen it already anyway, so that might be a moot point. But yeah, though I think those characters, Daemon, Himawari, and Mitsuki, need a major thing for this arc. Given that Boruto is Boruto, I think he'll have something major. I think even him activating Karma so far is a major deal, because it kind of brings the whole Momoshiki Boruto, dealings subplot to the forefront of our minds as readers, right? Because you'll be asking, what was the outcome of that conversation? We didn't really see the end of it. And of course, we do have the whole additional material that's in Boruto's sword that we haven't spoken about either. So it is hard to really say. There are a few things that are like being kept from us. So I think it's a good move. But right now, it's really the battles that are to come. And I think Daemon, Mitsuki, and Konohamaru... Daemon, Mitsuki, Himawari, need that big moment for this arc. So, yeah. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't know, I think I have a bad habit where even when we just start the arc, I'm ready for it to like, what's going to come after this? Because, I mean, how much further we literally only have what? Hidari, Mamushi, and Jiro. We have 3. Oh, sorry. There's still Code somewhere in the wild. I wouldn't be surprised after this arc that Code starts taking center stage again, which would be interesting to say the least. But I think we'd have to get to a point where everything or something that happens in this arc leaves something open for the Divine Trees to say, oh, Kashin Koji is the one that's been helping Boruto all this time, and that's where he is. I think it'll have to be a case where some breadcrumbs are laid for the characters, for the antagonists to actually get to Kashin Koji, and then for the next arc, more than likely, we'll see Code confront Kashin Koji somehow, and maybe at that point, we'll probably get a Code, and maybe even probably a bit of a Kashin Koji flashback. I don't think Kashin Koji is going to die, at least not anytime soon. So, but I think it would be interesting for Code to get some center stage for the next arc, just to get some redemption, because he's been really out of the story since chapter 13 or 14. So I'm curious what he could have been doing all this time, right? It's been more than enough time. So it's crazy to think he's just at Burger King chilling. I don't know, fam. I don't know. So I don't know what to say, but I guess we'll have to wait a while before that happens. I think this arc will be a little while, maybe another. I think we'll finish this arc. My prediction is maybe February, March, April, May. I think probably by May or June. Could be wrong, but I think having things build up until summer would be nice, because with the amount of characters that are involved, I think the 13-man squad basically is what I'm calling it. I think 5 to 6 chapters, or 5 to 6 more chapters, should be able to do it. So yeah, pretty much just that. Damon, I hope he's not proven a fraud, but historically speaking, when it comes down to anime and manga characters like him, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets defeated in this arc as well. But who knows? If he does, that could be the start of something beautiful. I forgot to start training or some foolishness. Maybe, who knows? Who knows? You never know. So yeah, there's definitely that. But I think I will leave it at that. Again, I did kind of speak about Jump Festa a bit already. So yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see. I don't think it'll be a case where they'll make additions to the roster here when it comes on to the lineup, but I guess we'll see. But again, it comes back down to I just don't see 2026 being anything major for Naruto and Boruto. I would hope I'm wrong. Again, it's 10 years of Boruto, which is very interesting, very, very wild and interesting to think about. It's been 10, we're heading to 10 years of Boruto, which, I don't know, 10 years of Boruto versus 10 years of Naruto. What's the difference? And when I look back at it, because I didn't start watching Naruto until 2006, 2007. So 10 years of Naruto would have brought us to 2009. And I think in 2009 it was the Pain arc. Pain arc. Interesting. It kind of makes me wonder if Boruto was the thing that came out first, right? And say they did, and then here in 2025, if they did it in the reverse, Boruto first, and then we'd be watching a flashback series of the Naruto series, no, right? I wonder how well Boruto would have been received back then. Kind of curious, kind of like a thought experiment for the most part. And again, I think Two Blue Vortex is awesome, honestly. So it makes me even more curious, once the anime comes back and gets to these points, what will be the general reception to the Boruto anime? You know, the possibilities are endless. But all I'm saying is that with 2026 being 10 years of Boruto, I think there should be something special like put out, right? And more than likely they're going to put out some like special video or manga video or something. I think that's the only thing we can probably expect given the given what the studio has on the table for 2026, like Bleach, Black Clover. So I don't know, man. I don't think the resources are really there for. I mean, I could be wrong. I would hope I'm wrong, but I don't think resources are really there for the Boruto anime to return next year. So I still think it's 2027. To be honest, at the end of the day, I kind of just want to get to the point where I think the Boruto side of the franchise gets like can really stand on its own from a marketing perspective. But I'm kind of I just think the sad part is it might never really get to that point. Like it'll always be in the shadow of like it has to be pushed alongside Naruto. I don't know if it'll ever get to the point from a marketing standpoint where it can be pushed on its own. I don't know if it's like the time where Boruto has released. I don't know if it's competitors in the market, but it's just not the same, fam. I don't know if it's because the culture has changed, right? Because for example, like one instance of the culture being changed. Remember when at one point when it comes on to like Naruto and Bleach, there would be like a movie every year. That's crazy. And the fact that we haven't got like a proper like Boruto movie by itself, yeah, I think that's like a testament to say that the culture has changed. And the fact that we are in the time skip of Boruto and we don't have like a Boruto game by itself, I think that says a lot too. Because at the end of the day, even with where we are in 2 Blue Vortex, yeah, I guess Boruto just it can't stand by itself when it comes on to the marketing. Hence why I don't think we've gotten like anything too serious in terms of movies, more like games. Like everything is it's still so tied to the whole Naruto name. So even like when you have Storm Connections now, right? Like, bro, it's been 10 years and we don't really have like a proper dedicated Boruto game. Crazy, right? Crazy. So I'm just saying it's telling. It's not that I'm bashing Boruto or anything. I like Boruto. Again, back in the day when I started the anime, again, that was that was interesting. But it was when I really started the manga and like, yeah, man, I said, yeah. This is what we're supposed to be getting, like your manga was so much more. I don't know, it's probably like from a perspective of comparing the anime to the manga, and some person might say, yo, it's less of two evils. But I genuinely found the manga to be much more engaging than like my time with the anime, to be honest. I mean, you guys, if you're someone that's been on this channel for the last, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, I don't know, 6 years, you know where I stand with the Boruto anime already in comparison to the manga. So yeah, it's not that I'm bashing Boruto, but I would hope by the time the anime gets to 2 Blue Vortex that when it comes on to marketing Boruto by itself as something that's really like complementary or supplementary to Naruto, where you can put out merchandise and all these things for, I hope we get some solid like offshoots, whether it be games, movies, something. So yeah, because I think maybe at this point it's just, I don't know, if the powers that be just feel like it's just, it can't stand on its own, maybe, I don't know. But I guess we shall see. We shall see. But funny enough, I am hoping, as a side note, outside of Naruto and Boruto, I am hoping to get, I hope we get another trailer for Bleach. The final part, man. Yo, it's crazy to think that we are going into the final core for Bleach: The 1,000-Year Blood War in 2026. God, where has the time gone? I remember when we got the initial trailer at Jump Festa. I think that was 2022 or maybe 2021. I don't even remember, fam. Let's see. Bleach trailer jump Festa. 3 years ago, fam. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. Well, 2021, more so technically 4 years ago. Bro, I remember like it was in the morning. I think it was in the morning for like December 19th or so, and like I saw the trailer in the early morning, bro. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Bleach is buck. Like, dog, but I think I'm gonna understand the hype when this got announced initially. Yeah. More like let's mute this now. Special announcements. Let me turn this down on this side. Well, I mean, this is nothing new, so it's not like I'm ever really like run it, but bro, like this was beyond hype. But like we've kind of talked about here on the channel before, like even after next year, there's still a bunch of Bleach novels they can really like adapt. And I would hope that would give Kubo time to get back to the Hell arc. But guess we'll have to wait and see. But hey, that's all I think I have for this one. It's getting kind of late, and tomorrow's going to be an early day when it comes on to work and everything. So I just, especially since I didn't do this last month, I just want to at least come on and just kind of talk for a bit. So it's the end of the year next month, so I don't know, I might try to reach out to a few peeps as per usual for the last end of month subscriber stream. So that should be hopefully interesting, so I'll probably reach out to them from early. Usually, again, for the last stream of the year, I don't do it on New Year's Eve because, you know, of course persons are going to want to go out. So usually I would do it like on the day before, like 30th, but there could be a chance this year I might do it on the 29th, but we'll see as we get closer. But anyway, that's all I have for this one. Shout out to anyone that passed by to listen to my yapping for the most part. I hope you guys had an awesome weekend, and I hope you guys have an even better week. So yeah, I definitely need to get some sleep, so I hope you guys stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.